Right, lovely. So, obviously, welcome to another lesson. Today, we are going to be doing Twitter growth, just kind of really getting down into it. Obviously, with Twitter, just like Reddit, it's a really, really effective platform in terms of growing out your models. But yeah, let's top straight into it. I'll get my screen shared with you guys. Cool. Can you all see my screen? Okay.
All good. Yes. Yeah.
Lovely stuff. So, obviously, look, Twitter is a great place to market your OnlyFans model, right? Unlike a lot of other social media platforms, like your Instagrams, your TikToks, just like Reddit, the whole kind of not safe for work, the whole, explicit content is allowed. So that's a huge benefit of it, and that's what does make it really, really good for OnlyFans promotion. Obviously, as well, it is, I actually read a figure that I think it is the most active social media of all of them, which is quite surprising. But, with the amount of users that's on there, obviously it's going to be a really, really good place to kind of go to market with your model. So I'll just kind of run through to begin with, obviously, account setup, how to get all that set up. There's a lot of parallels between this and other lessons, really, in terms of kind of, how you're going to be setting the account up. But then we'll kind of get into, how you're going to effectively grow the account. And then, also kind of, a few kind of extra little methods which we found really useful in the past. So, look, first thing you need to do when you're creating or, having a model create a Twitter account is to make sure you label your Twitter profile as not safe for work. So look, if you've got a model that's already been doing OnlyFans for a while, the likelihood is she's already done this and she's got a Twitter account where everything's already set up. But just make sure to double check that her account is labelled as that. It'll just mean you won't get banned. Obviously, if you've used essentially said, yeah, okay, my content's going to be explicit, you're not going to get banned when you kind of come to post that kind of element. So just how to do that, tap on your profile, top right corner, go into settings, privacy and settings, click account, select your tweets from the menu. Obviously, you guys have access to this Google Docs, so you can just look back on it. But, you want to make sure, you put a mark in the checkbox stating mark media, your tweet containing may be sensitive. So just make sure you do that kind of straight off the bat. Now, as usual, a profile picture and bio, literally the same as we say on Reddit, the exact same as we say on, pretty much every lesson where you're setting up accounts for your models, really, really high quality, enticing profile picture, not explicit, kind of classy, sexy type vibe, and enticing bio, precisely what we've talked about in the past with regards to that. And obviously, it's essential as well that you have the link for. I'll have the link for the OnlyFans in the Twitter bio. Obviously, make sure you do that. Now, you can use the all my links or the link tree, so you can have a link to the model's kind of full social media. You can have the Instagram, TikTok link, Reddit link, even absolutely whatever. But personally, we'd say just have the direct OnlyFans link in the bio. Unlike Instagram, it's absolutely fine to do on Twitter. And obviously, the reason for that is it just reduces that click to purchase time that we've talked about so many times. At the end of the day, they don't have to click and they don't have to go through Instagram. They don't have to look at your TikTok for it. They'll just see the OnlyFans there. If they're interested, they'll just click it straight off the bat. All right, cool. Another thing, make sure that you disable something called precise location, right? By default, Twitter collects and stores literally your precise location, which can be interesting to say the least. When let's say you've got a model in a foreign country, maybe you're running the Twitter account and you've logged in, it just doesn't. It's not optimal. So it uses these coordinates to show you like location specific trends, recommendations, content, all that side of things, but in terms of kind of what you want to be doing, in terms of kind of increasing the chance of your model going viral, kind of across the whole of Twitter, which at the end of the day is what you want. You don't just want it to be kind of localized in one area. Literally, what you want to do is essentially just turn that off. Okay, so just you want it to be seen by people worldwide. So there's no point having it nailed down to just one specific location. So to do this, go to settings and privacy, click privacy and safety, click precise location, and disable it. Also, another thing. Pretty minor thing, but obviously it's a lot safer in terms of your models. No one can find out where they're based and stuff if you get a creepy guy, whatever. So that's definitely something I would turn off, just in terms of obviously boosting the potential of the account, especially as well. Let's say your model is based in, I don't know, like an Eastern European country where the local community may not be the ideal target market because maybe they don't have as much money as like a more Western country. So just make sure that you get that turned off. Now, it's definitely a good idea to buy some followers for the model's Twitter. We can sort that for you. If you do need Twitter followers, just drop us a message. They are reasonably expensive. we've only got really one source of Twitter followers. It's really quite hard to come back. So obviously on Instagram, they're pretty much 10 a penny, but on Twitter they are a little bit more expensive. But we can sort that to you. I'd say go with it. Go with a few thousand, something like that. And that's just going to add a little bit of validity when you get to the the shout out stage. We're going to kind of get into below. But as on Instagram, make sure that you've got at least some followers. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone so far? Any questions at all? Just shout out. Cool. I mean, that's the simple part anyway. It's literally setting up a social media account like you guys will have done kind of multiple times and obviously done for your own agencies as well. So, posting, all right? Let's get down into it. So, obviously, select your photo, add your caption. Now, you are going to have a lot of room to kind of write what you want with your tweet. With your Twitter caption, obviously, it does give you a lot of characters, a lot more than other social media platforms. But we recommend just keep it really, really precise and engaging and descriptive, all right? So we say really it's kind of best to grab the viewer's attention with an engaging clip and a concise caption, which will obviously then lead them to follow you, and then they'll see the OnlyFans link that way. In terms of kind of how you should actually run this, we do not recommend putting the OnlyFans link directly in every post. People don't like feeling like they're sold to, right? We've had this, we've kind of gone over this so many times. At the end of the day, these people are obviously lacking something in their life, which is leading them to subscribe to the OnlyFans. So you want to make sure that they don't feel like they're just being sold to, like, oh, come subscribe to my OnlyFans, come pay me money, whatever. You want to kind of feel like they're building up a bit of a relationship again, which is why in terms of kind of the captions and just being really, really engaging. If you're targeting a niche, let's say to get a girl gamers, whatever, sexy picture, what's your favorite game to play, whatever. All right, just make sure that you're keeping it engaging, keeping it light. Don't just be like sub to my OnlyFans. That's a cardinal sin when it comes to Twitter. So kind of saying things like retweet if you fuck me, stuff like that will really, really increase engagement. The whole asking for retweets is fine. So retweet if you like my boobs, whatever. Literally just kind of think about what you can how you can really run that. So by saying that kind of retweet element, it's obviously going to be it's going to motivate people to retweet your tweet, and obviously it's going to get shared to a wider and wider network. That's a really, really effective little method. Also, I'd say, to be fair, it's also a good idea. It's not essential. Only do it if you've got time. If you can't be bothered, it's absolutely fine. But try and watermark posts with the OnlyFans name. All right. So obviously, if they get shared on other platforms, people are still going to know where to sub. What I mean by that is obviously, if you've got a photo or a video of your model that potentially someone might save and send around, whatever, make sure that you have a little kind of a little grey thing in the bottom corner in terms of just a little bit of text with her OnlyFans name. So obviously people know where to go when they sub. So a lot of stuff that gets posted on Twitter will get reposted onto Reddit groups, and obviously kind of a whole manner of places like that. So if you've got that watermark on it, people are gonna they're gonna instantly make that connection. They're gonna read her name, and that connection is gonna be there for the future. But also they can actually find her OnlyFans if they are motivated to subscribe. Okay, so in terms of literally just like Reddit, on Twitter, just be as interactive as possible. Retweet people, comment on posts. Keep it really, really engaging. Now, obviously, put this in capital letters here because it is important. Now, make sure that your model posts a minimum. You or your model kind of post a minimum of once per day. I'm going to get into my responsibilities and whether it should be you or the model running the account. It varies massively, but regardless, just make sure that there's a minimum of one Twitter post per day, because the Twitter algorithm really, really does reward consistency. So consistency is absolutely key for this. All right. If you're not posting kind of regularly, if you're not posting minimum once a day, you're not going to get the results you're looking for. I'd say even try and push for 2 a day if you can, if you can have enough content and obviously enough mileage to do so. But that's really, really key to building a strong Twitter. So, has anyone got any questions about the kind of the posting element? How to do that? Just shout out if you do. Evan, where can I find anything on the internet to get inspo from? I'll send you over a few at the end, Evan. I'll do some more general questions kind of after this little Twitter lesson, mate. But I'll send you over some examples to take a bit of inspiration from. Cool. So, right, shout out. One of the best ways to grow the Twitter account is by shout outs with other OnlyFans models, preferably models that fit into a similar niche as yours. All right, so that's going to maximise the relevance to the target audience. If you think about it, if you've got a model that is blonde hair, blue eyes, try and trade shout outs with other models that are blonde hair, blue eyes, right? It just makes sense because the people that follow her subscribers are going to be people that are into that. You know, if your model is Latino, try and find a Latino model. Just you know, really make sure you you know, kind of maximise the relevance of the target audience when you're going for shout outs. Now, in terms of kind of how to actually look for these models to, you know, trade shout outs with, you know, you're going to be wanting to, obviously, you can head over to Twitter search and then you can look for both individual models and also groups. So kind of terms you want to search for is like SW retreat group, SWSFS, SWRT, obviously, you know, sex worker, that's what SW stands for. And, you know, even try OnlyFans specific ones, so OnlyFans SFS, you know, kind of variations of that, you know, S4S, SFS, just kind of try all them and try and, you know, start building some connections.
This is a member's announcement. We'd like to inform all parents of the hours for children under the age of 12 for
Okay. No worries. So, yeah, in terms of that, you know, just make sure that you know how to search for them, and you know, after you perform a search, just in terms of kind of finding the best ones, literally just click or tap latest, and you'll literally just see a bunch of active models who are literally active, you know, 5-10 seconds ago. You know, if they're kind of actively doing shout out, you know, they're going to be open, they're going to be eager to you know, kind of trade with you, and obviously, you know, kind of help. Excuse me, it kind of helps to build up their personal brand, and also obviously, you know, kind of help in return to build up yours. Now, you know, end of the day, if you're just beginning, or if your model's Twitter account is just beginning, maybe you didn't have it before, whatever, maybe you have kind of a few followers and fans, you're not going to be able to get models with huge followings to trade with you. It just makes sense, doesn't it? You know, why would they? Why? It would just be unfair. But, you know, if your model does already have an active Twitter, that you're kind of taking over, or, you know, you're getting her to use more, and they're going to be much more willing to offer shout out with you. Either way, right, that's a really, really powerful way of consistently putting your model in front of large audiences, and it will lead to an increase in OnlyFans growth. You know, people are going to start following you on Twitter. You know, even if they don't subscribe to OnlyFans straight away, they're going to follow you. They're going to see your posts every single day, and eventually they're going to subscribe. It's just human nature. Now, another kind of interesting point on this really is, you know, don't actually restrict your outreach to models that are actively looking for shout outs. You know, some of them may not be aware of how powerful it can be. So, you know, building a little relationship with them for key and kind of, you know, giving them that information is a really good idea. If you actually think about it as well, right, the level of success you'll have from a shout out with a model that's never really done before is going to far outweigh success you're going to have from a model who's literally spamming kind of shout out constantly. You know, that's just kind of a handy little tip. You know, if you can find a model that does OnlyFans and doesn't do S4S, but you kind of persuade us to do one, or, you know, you explain how valuable it is, that's going to be really, really good, because, you know, her followers are never going to have seen that from her before, so they're going to be more inclined to check you out. Whereas a girl that's doing 10 a day, you know, you're going to get lost kind of beneath a whole load of posts. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. So here's kind of a bit of a, I'd say a little bit of a kind of a do you want to do it? Do you not want to do it? A bit of a controversial one. That's the word I was looking for. Controversial one. So paid shout for shout outs, right? So you are going to receive offers of paid shout outs. You're going to see groups. You're going to see offerings. You know, if you're just starting out, I'd say it's definitely better to kind of push organic methods, you know, build relationships with other models, and try and go for kind of shout outs that way. That said, if you are inclined to do it, if you are, let's say, you know, you want to have a big spurt of growth really, really quickly, you know, it could potentially be a good option for you to do a shout out, but it's paid, all right? Now, if you're going to do that, please make sure that you have spoken to that model. You know, you've seen some previous results, you've seen their number of fans, you've seen their social reach, you've seen, you know, kind of bam, I know this is legit, she's done this before, here are her results, you know, I worked with someone, they paid me for a shout out and they got 50 fans, whatever, right? Make sure that if you're paying for it, it's going to be worth your money, all right? Because obviously there's no point in just completely wasting it. So that is always an option there. I'd say definitely try and prioritise organically. It doesn't cost you anything, it's free. You know, there's nothing better than kind of free money, free growth. But, you know, if you're that way inclined, you know, you think if you find a model where, you know, you really are confident of the results you're going to get, you know, potentially go for a paid shout out. Just massively varies on, you know, kind of what you're looking to do, really. But yeah, it just makes sure it's an effective way of spending the money. So does anyone have any questions on that little section there in terms of kind of shout outs for shout outs? No, cool. It is, I mean, to be fair, look, at the end of the day, this Twitter lesson is pretty self-explanatory. Literally just kind of follow this and you should do really quite well off it. So Hashtags, all right? Another one. Obviously, everyone knows Twitter's known for its hashtags. It was the platform that pioneered it. You know, we've gone over this with the Reddit lesson. We've gone over this with the Instagram lesson, TikTok lesson even as well. End of the day, by using the right hashtags on your Twitter post, it's absolutely essential for getting more people to see the post. You know, by now all of you will have a good idea of what kind of hashtags to use. But just for reference, obviously, here's a few. You know, hashtag OnlyFansGirl, hashtag OnlyFansCreator, eGirl, BBW Paul, whatever. Just use some of them. Obviously, find your own. Now, quite an interesting one as well. Experiment with hashtags, you know, revolving around kind of current events and trends. You know, there's going to be. Obviously, there's going to be kind of stories in the news. If you just hashtag that, and you know, let's say you get on it at the right point, and that hashtag becomes trending, you know, your post is going to be bumped. So that's always a really good idea as well. You know, obviously, don't go hashtagging something, you know, kind of something where the target audience isn't going to be right, like not like, you know, hashtag Queen Elizabeth or something like that. Go for kind of, you know, something where, you know, like a bit, maybe like a tabloid story or like a celebrity post or something like that. Just you know, do some hashtags involving current events. Maybe just stick that on the end. It's just another nice little way to get your post bumped up. All right. Cool. So another little method. So Twitter direct messaging, right? So when you post on Twitter, or when your model posts on Twitter, you actually don't get a notification when that tweet's made. By default, though, they do get a notification from messages, right? So a really effective way of obviously getting kind of outreach to more people, to your followers, let's say, or you know, even just kind of on a completely cold basis, is through Twitter direct messaging. All right. So obviously here is just here is kind of the way that you can kind of go through this. Obviously, tap on the envelope icon on the profile. You'll be directed to messages. You just hit create new message. Tap on the message icon. Then you just bang in all the names of the people you want to DM. I think you can include up to around 50. You know, write your message. Maybe attach a little photo or a GIF, depending on what you're going for. You know. End of the day, kind of, if you're on Android as well, make sure you just tap the send icon. But other than that, you know, the paper airplane icon, you know, most of you guys are on Android, and obviously just send that kind of out. Now that is a very time-consuming thing to do on an individual basis, but I've been there. I've done it myself, you know, a reasonable amount of times. But what we would say is as well, there are quite a lot of options when it comes to like bots on Twitter. You can really make the most of it. It's called the mother-slave method, basically. So you have one main account, and then you have, like, let's say 5 Twitter accounts of similar names, but they're pretty much just burner accounts. You know they're going to get banned at some point, but then you just put the bots on them, and they will just spam out messages with the @ of the main account. That's kind of how that tends to work. So that can be a really, really effective method. Obviously, we've used kind of a variety of different Twitter bots. We've got a few that are our favourites that we can share with you. But you know, do your own research on these. They're often not cheap. So just kind of have a look. But using that mother slave Twitter can be a really, really effective method in terms of just driving an absolute shed load of traffic to your main Twitter account. And obviously, if you're getting followers and you're getting subscribers, you just keep posting. It's just going to snowball in terms of the retweets. So that can be a really, really effective method if you guys want to bot it. Cool. Do you have any kind of questions about that? Kind of in terms of the direct messaging, hashtags? Cool. So, last but not least, with regards to Twitter, now you've got 2 options really. I kind of call this. I like to call this like responsibilities. End of the day, you can run your model's Twitter account, or you can advise your model and she can run it for herself. All right, there's 2 options that you want to do. We've got models that are, some of them we run their Instagram accounts, some of them we don't even touch their Instagrams. It's absolutely just personal preference at the end of the day in terms of kind of what you will agree with them. Now my personal recommendation would be, if you can teach them, obviously you guys have this Google Doc, if you can teach this girl how to obviously kind of go on Twitter and you just hold her accountable, she'll do it for you. Obviously maybe if she's a bigger model making more money and you really want to maximize the growth, maybe get the login for the Twitter, start running that element for her. But it's really just a case of personal preference, whether you want to be doing it or whether you want her to be doing it. Obviously, if you're doing it yourself, likely there's you're going to be putting more time into it, but obviously it is taking time out of your day to do. So ideally, you do want to get this to a point where if you coach the model how to do it and you just get them kind of doing it every day, you keep them accountable. Oh, hey, have you done your daily post and your daily shout out on Twitter? Yeah, I have. Okay, brilliant. And they can kind of just do it for you, which could obviously be a really, really good method in terms of kind of making sure that you're actually using your time effectively. But it just massively kind of varies on what you agree with them on the call, really, initially, and obviously what they're comfortable with. If they've got a Twitter with a load of following, or even maybe they have like a lot of their family or friends on Twitter, they want to be careful about what they post, maybe start a new one, or it just massively varies on that. But my advice would be to, try and get a model that, will actually do this whole kind of Twitter side for you, really, but obviously with your guidance and your coaching, that's the ideal. So then you're not really wasting money on getting to VA to run it. You're not wasting your own time if you have to run it personally. That would be my advice. But no, that kind of covers off Twitter quite nicely. So I'll just stop sharing my screen there, and I'll just open it to any questions on Twitter. Maybe you guys have had some experience already. Just kind of shoot away at me. Anyone for anyone? Anyone got any kind of wider questions as well, just while we're at it, in terms of stuff they've done this week, anything they need help with? Obviously, if it's not Twitter related, that's fine. Just literally just kind of shoot away at me.
Have you ever used the on OnlyFans? You can, when you post, also post it directly to Twitter. Have you ever used that one?
Yeah, that you can link them. Yeah, we have done that before. Once again, it's completely personal preference. The only issue you can get into there is obviously it depends what you post on your model's wall. Yeah. Very good question, actually, because that is kind of a bit of an argument amongst the OnlyFans community. So if you're posting, if you're posting, let's say you have a high subscription price and you're posting quite explicit stuff to your wall, potentially putting it all over Twitter wouldn't be the best idea. But if you've got an account where the subscription price is reasonably low and it's more like you're posting kind of more lingerie type stuff on the wall, then do definitely link it to Twitter, because that kind of covers it off. But yeah, I mean, personally, we don't really tend to do that, only because I like to keep them separate, because obviously there's stuff you can say on OnlyFans posts that you probably won't be wanting to say on Twitter, and obviously vice versa, in terms of, obviously, if you're doing a post and you're like, retweet if you want to fuck me, whatever. If you were to do, let's say you're running all your Twitter posts off your OnlyFans post, or if you were to post on OnlyFans retweet if you want to fuck me, it's going to look fucking weird. Like, why are you talking about retweets on OnlyFans here? Yeah. So personally, I don't, but you can definitely do it, and then obviously maybe just do a kind of few extra Twitter ones. It does make it a little bit easier in terms of, obviously, if you're a little bit time constrained. But even if you, it's completely up to you with regards to whether you want the model to be doing the Twitter for you and you just coach her on it and obviously keep her accountable, or if you want to actually be hands-on with it yourself, maybe do a mix of both. I don't know, but ideally, you want to find a model who kind of understands this, hopefully has a half decent Twitter following already, has been doing it passively, and you just keep her accountable, bam, 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 couple of meetings on it a week, whatever, give her, you've got this Google Doc, give her a coaching call, whatever, and obviously, just try and get it to grow it that way, and it just saves you so much time, because, at the end of the day, mate, if you're managing quite a few girls, which I know you're kind of getting to that point, you're absolutely killing it, you're going to get to a point where your time isn't best utilised by sitting on Twitter doing shout for shout. Right? You get it?
I'm at the moment, I had on like 2 hours ago, I had a call with a woman from the Philippines. She's starting on Monday. She'll manage.
Cool, man. There you go.
There are a lot of descriptions there, but she said she'll do mass DMs too, so she'll do a lot of outreach. But she just does it during the week. But it'll be fine too. So she starts on Monday. I'm excited for that because I'm getting time is the day just has 24 hours. I have to another thing, I don't know if they have shared. I used to comment on other girls only fans platforms, and that has worked really well too.
No, for definite. That's the thing as well. I mean, that by kind of doing that, and obviously, if you're commenting on other girls' Twitter posts, other girls' OnlyFans posts, the great thing about that is, let's say you've got a horny guy, whatever. He's kind of scrolling down this OnlyFans, yada yada. Maybe he's subscribed to model for a few months. Maybe he's a bit bored of it, whatever. Sees your comment, clicks on it. It's like, oh, okay, that's new, that's exciting. They're already actually there. You're literally commenting on the kind of the ideal platform, really, if you think about it, because you're literally that's like taking a McDonald's burger into a room full of people that haven't eaten for a week. All right, that's kind of my way of describing it. You're literally taking your you're taking your product, as it were, if you want to kind of view it like that, and putting it in front of someone who's ready to buy right there and then. That's like someone. I like my metaphors and stuff. Someone comes out of the shower, they don't have a towel, they need to dry themselves. if you're going to be able to sell them a towel, it just makes sense, doesn't it? So that is really, really good little method in terms of just on that OnlyFans, just kind of linking up. And, actually what I'd say, Lewis, is build, try and find a couple of models who are a bit larger than your girl, maybe similar kind of level, and just build up a little bit of a relationship with them in terms of, obviously you won't be managing them, but just kind of become friends with them almost, and bump each other's content, repost each other's Twitter, bump each other on Reddit, whatever. By doing that and kind of having like a little bit of a community, it's just gonna just massively triple your reach if you've got 3 of them. So it's a really good little method, that for sure.
Yeah. I have a small tip for commenting too. If you say, would you be open for girl-on-girl content, that will get the guy's attention definitely, because I had the idea today about the sexting script. If you have a girl-on-girl content to upsell.
Mate, I'm not being funny, right? It's rare. We've got a couple. We've got a couple that'll do it. Honestly, mate, that's not even your gold mine. That's your diamond mine, mate. Like that's like your next level stuff. If you've got girl content, that is so rare. It's just very hard. It's not necessarily hard to find people that do it. It's just kind of difficult to find. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. If you can get 2 models to collab that both do OnlyFans, both do girl-on-girl, mate, you'll make a fucking killing off it. But definitely by suggesting stuff like that, if your model's open to it, get it set up. Please make sure you do it in the right way. We're not condoning anything here, but make sure everything. There's actually there's like a consent document in the Discord actually, which obviously make sure all that's signed so everyone knows like it's fine for both of them to share each other's content, that kind of thing. If you can get that set up, then brilliant. Even if you're just commenting that though and kind of building a relationship, that definitely does get guys' attention. It just goes without saying, really, mate. So no, it's a really, really good way of doing it. Just literally build up a bit of a friendship with these girls.
Yeah, great.
So glad you mentioned that. Go on.
I've got a question. So, according to how does the process work from signing a model? What's the first thing to do?
Once you sign your first model.
Yeah, what's the first thing to do, and what do you do when you sign a model, basically?
No, sure. So just literally, so you sign up, so you got all the passwords and everything. Therefore, the OnlyFans account is now it's yours. You're going to be on it. You're going to be looking after the account. Make sure you've got all the content there in front of you, and then either do the messaging side of things yourself in terms of pay-per-views, or let's just go and find someone that's going to do it for you. From there, obviously, get her promoting herself well, give her advice on TikTok, have a few calls with her in terms of kind of helping her, you need to be doing this on TikTok, you need to be doing this on this platform, you sit in the messages, you kind of run all that for her, potentially outsource it, and then, just really help her to kind of grow, really. In terms of kind of immediate stuff, the checklist I'd say is make sure you have the passwords for the OnlyFans and everything, so you got all that. Make sure you have all the content to hand, so like a Google Drive full of the content, so you can use that in the OnlyFans DMs. That's the most important part. End of the day, she's not going to lose money if you come on the account and you've got all the content there, because it's only going to be increasing. So then you just want to make sure that push the promos, push the Twitter, kind of go back over some of the promo lessons in terms of Reddit, TikTok, Twitter, all that kind of thing, and then from there, hopefully you'll just be able to absolutely rocket her growth.
So this girl. She just started. She started her OnlyFans account and she's verified and everything, but she hasn't started posting and working with it. So, in terms of the content, how much should we tell her? Do we tell her every Sunday that we need 20 pieces of content this week?
Yeah, precisely. Just say put a weekly cap on it. Just say we need 20 pieces of content every Sunday. I need you to do 2 to 3 TikToks a day, and I need you to be doing a tweet or 2, whatever. To get her to promote it, does she have a personal Instagram?
Yeah, and that's the only thing she does. She only does Instagram. She doesn't have Twitter or TikTok or anything.
Well, just get her set up on these platforms, get her to download TikTok, send her, obviously, we've got the TikTok lesson, go back over that, send her the list of links for content creators to copy, and just get her literally copying their TikToks every day, and she'll grow for sure.
So she has
go on.
So she has to do it, not us.
Yeah, obviously you can't make the TikToks for her, mate. Then she has to do the whole TikTok side of it.
Yeah, I know. All right.
In terms of kind of Twitter and Reddit, it's more just up to you. If you want to do the Reddit and the Twitter for her, I'd say, I'd say probably you guys do it. for this model, only on the basis that if she doesn't have an account already, you guys get it set up. It's going to be a really good experience for you guys either way, because when you come to sign larger models that have already got big accounts, you're going to be comfortable with how it all works. So just test some things out, see what works for you. View your first model, especially if she's not doing massive numbers already. Just view her as like a bit of a learning curve, really. You're gonna be on these platforms. You're gonna find out what works. You're gonna find out what doesn't work for yourself. We can teach you. We can teach you how to do it. But at the end of the day, practical experience is going to be really, really useful. So get a Reddit account or get a Twitter account set up and just go at it, man. See what you can do. And obviously, if it goes well, then you're doing something right. If it's not going as well as you want it to, kind of just change things up. You will find what works.
Yeah, because we told her that we would run her TikTok. She would only have to make the videos, and then we would post everything and stuff.
Sure. I'd say go back on that, because there's no way you can make TikTok videos for her.
No, all right. Yeah, I got it.
That's the only thing. Just get her to make the TikToks. Other than that, mate, you do the rest. It's going to be a really good experience for you. All right.
All right. Thank
you. Get her promoting it on her personal Instagram as well, like every day.
All right, and she was fine with giving us access to her Instagram too.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. So yeah.
For sure. That's really good. No, that sounds promising. Just you guys set up a Twitter and set up a Reddit. She's going to have to do the TikToks. There's no way around that. But look, it's a couple of fucking quick videos she can make every day. It's really not that difficult. But then you guys just try and run up the Twitter and the Reddit, and obviously give her advice on the TikTok. Hopefully you'll see some really good growth. But just watch back through the lessons, and you'll find out what works for you. As I said, it's going to be a learning curve, and that's what you need really. You need to be experienced in how to kind of actually run these platforms. So end of the day, when you sign your second, third, fourth, fifth model, and let's say your fifth model's already doing 20 grand a month, you're not just like, oh fuck, I've never used Twitter before, I don't know what to do. You will have experience at kind of a lower level. All right?
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Good stuff. No worries at all. Any more questions at all?
Harry, I've got a question about Twitter.
Sure, right.
We was talking about watermarking the post. Is there literally any way to watermark it, or does it just have to be posted on OnlyFans first to get the watermark, then move over?
No, you can. Let me get the app up for you. 1 second. There's a specific app that I use. I'm pretty sure it's actually just called Watermark, to be honest. Get an app that's called. There's two. Get an app that's literally in the App Store. It's called Watermark Maker. It's there at the top. You see? It's like a little white W in like a pinky red box. No, that's literally what I use. You can just put in like a word. So you just put in her OnlyFans username and you just slap it on the post.
I guess it's also like, would you also recommend? Well, it depending on the rules of the subreddit, posting some of those videos on subreddits as well.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, mate. This is the brilliant thing. Like, if you've got a piece of content, stick it on Twitter, stick it on Reddit. Post it on the OnlyFans wall. That's the great thing about this. You just go through a process every day. You just literally build it into your routine if you're doing it yourself, or get a VA, or I don't know, get the girl to do it, and you kind of just get it built into the day. She posts on Twitter, posts on Reddit. With that, with what you mentioned though, just watermark the post just like any camera roll. Literally, it might take you fucking 5-10 minutes. Let's say you've got 20 pictures you're going to use for that week. Go through on your Sunday night and literally just go bum 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 bum, and just kind of watermark everything. All right.
Cheers, bro.
No worries at all, Brian. Evan, lovely stuff. Yes, so just linking back to your question from earlier. Is it hard on the website? It's not difficult building the website at all, mate. It's really quite self-explanatory with Go High Level. We'll get that sorted for you. We do, if you do want to find someone to develop your website, I'm pretty sure there's people in the Discord that will do it actually in terms of our actual private Discord. But if not, literally just hop on Fiverr and just find someone to do it. We've got a few people I can recommend that are quite good as well if you want to kind of save your time. But I'll send you. I'll put a couple of like inspiration websites in the chat. Actually, to be fair, Evan, if you go on @omanaging or Instagram, our new website was recently done. It was completed yesterday. So just go and head over to that and have a little look at how we've done it. We've literally set it out as simple as possible. We've got a Calendly link at the bottom. Do you like it, Lewis? Yeah. It's cool with the little videos and stuff in it. It's good, man. So we've just had that redone yesterday. We'll probably get it redone again, but just use that as a little bit of as inspiration.
It looks really high level, and that's what separates you. It's not like slutty OnlyFans, whatever. It's like modeling and not selling sex.
that was what we were going for. Oh, I thought I even told you it was right. I'll tell you what, I mean, that covers this lesson. We'll stop the recording there.